Hi, welcome to NonnasHere. That's me, Nonna. I'm so glad you decided to join me today. We are doing craft projects using chargers. Today's collaboration is by the talented creators. I'll tell you more about that in just a minute. Chargers are those large plates that you put under dinner plates, and we're to use those chargers to make different DIYs. So let's get over to my craft table and I'll show you how I've been using chargers to make different craft projects. I'm going to take the chargers and keep them as chargers, but make them a little different. Okay, so I'm only going to make two because there's only Grumpy Grandpa and I. I'm going to start out and paint these two chargers using spray paint and paint them black. My kitchen is black and gray and I have red dishes. So I took them out on the balcony, spread out a tarp, paint tarp, and put them in this box to try and keep the paint contained. And I sprayed each charger black, and I had to turn them around to make sure I got the edges black. So there they are. They've been sprayed black with the edges. Now I'm going to take this spray paint that is Rust-Oleum American Accent, but it's a textured finish, and it's in gray. And I'm going to spray both of the chargers on the top with the gray and around the edges to make it more of a textured charger. Usually chargers are like gold and silver and they're used at more fancy dinners, but these are for every day with my red dishes. So now you're seeing them all made textured, and we'll take a better look at it in the final reveal. But before we go any further, I want to introduce our hosts for today. So the Talented Creators host are first DIY with Aurea, and our second host is Lolly from Lolly D's Creations. And then we're very pleased to have with us today our guest host at Home with Gigi. Now I'll have the links to all their channels down below in the description box, and you'll want to be sure and check out their channels, and we'll also have the playlist of all the other talented creators who are joining in today. You'll want to be sure to check out everyone's videos to get lots of ideas about how to do different craft projects using charger plates, which you can get at Dollar Tree for just $1.25. Also, be sure and show your appreciation for everyone's hard work by giving them a like, and they would love it if you would subscribe to their channel. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to NonnasHere. It's free. Don't forget to hit that red button for subscribe, and then the notification bell and the word all, so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Also, I would like at the end of the video, if you enjoyed my crafts, if you'd give me a thumbs up. And after the final reveal, you would comment and tell me which one of my 3 DIYs was your favorite, because I'm doing 3 different craft projects using chargers. But I do want to thank Aurea and Lolly and Gigi for hosting this collaboration of talented creators and allowing me to participate today. And I want to thank all the other creators who joined in today. Don't forget, check out everyone's video who are participating in today's collab. All right, let's get on to my DIY number 2. DIY number 2. For this one, I used a charger and a margarita glass that I got at Dollar Tree. So I am going to take the margarita glass and make that as a base for a tier tray using only one charger. So, and I'm going to use Gorilla super glue to attach them. So, and I'm going to use the big part of the margarita glass as the base, and I'm going to glue the charger on top of the smaller part of the margarita glass, which is the base of the margarita glass. So I'm going to put a lot of Gorilla Glue around the margarita glass. I'm going to make sure it's centered, and I have to let that dry for 24 hours. So throughout this video, you're going to see it drying on my craft table because I work on more than one project at a time. So I'm making sure that the charger is level. That's a little leveler that you see on top of the plate there. So that's me waiting. Also, before I went to bed that night, I put another Gorilla Glue, more Gorilla Glue around the edge of the margarita glass and let that dry. So it dried for about 36 hours before I painted it. So back to the balcony and using the spray paint, the same spray paint that I used on the first DIY. So now I'm going to spray it. And so I sprayed it, and it came out real nice. So now I have some rub-on paint that you just use your fingers, but it was in antique gold. And I put it on, and I really didn't like it. It came out kind of bronzy, and that was not what I was looking for. So I took it out, and I resprayed the top of the charger plate because I just didn't like that bronzy. I wanted more of a bright gold. So I had these little gold leaves that I had in my stash because I keep everything, and I decided I was going to put those around the plate in twosies and threesies, and I used wood glue. Now, I really like using wood glue as an adhesive. It dries clear, and it works on a lot of different tops, a lot of different, like it worked on the painted margarita glass, it worked on the painted charger. I really like using wood glue. So then I had this same kind of spray paint. It's really good. I got it at Walmart a long time ago called Color Shot. And I sprayed this little vase gold, metallic gold, filled it with white rocks, and then put a single white tulip in it. And that was the end. We'll look at it more in the final reveal. Okay, DIY number 3. So I got this flat mirror, and it has little feet on the bottom, and I didn't show you, but that's what I glued with Gorilla Glue, those little feet down on the charger. Then I used these strips of little beads, but I could only put them on 3 at a time in order to make them circular, right? So I had to cut them out with real sharp little scissors in order to get 3 whole I'm going to call them flowers, because in order to get whole flowers, every 4th bead got wasted because I wanted full flowers. So I cut them out 3 at a time, and then wasted the 4th one, then 3 at a time, and put them around the mirror. And now I have these blue gems, they're garden gems, that I got at Dollar Tree. Again, using my Gorilla Super Glue, and I glue them around the edge of the charger. All right. Now here's the thing. I'm gluing them on 1 at a time, but the charger has a little bit of a tilt to it. The edge does. It kind of tilts towards the center. So I had to be real careful. I had to go back and kind of push the stones back to the edge because they kind of would slide towards the middle. Also, in that bag of stones, I had a lot of little balls. So I put those away to use another time. But that's how far a bag of those stones went. That's only 1 bag of stones that I put on there. And again, I'm using a level to make sure that my mirror is straight. I had glued it on using that Gorilla's super glue on the little feet on the bottom of the mirror. All right, so that's one bag of stones. That's how far one bag of stones went, but don't worry, I got more stones. So now I'm going to make a hanger. So I took my strongest cord and I made 4 loops, and I have covered the bottom of those loops with the Gorilla Glue. And I've let that dry for 24 hours. And it's really, I have soaked that cord with Gorilla Glue and let it dry. So now I'm going to cover it with this adhesive, whatever that's called. You can see what it is. But then I decided I'm going to put some hot glue gun over, going up the loop to hang it. Because I want that plate, that charger plate is really heavy, and you'll see why when I turn it over, because I've put even more stones on the front of this mirror. So now I'm putting even more adhesive to make sure that holder, that rope holds that mirror, because it's really heavy. But I've had it hanging in my craft room now for several days, and it's hanging just fine. So I feel confident it's going to be okay. Then I put more of that covered burlap over it. Now you can see why it's so heavy. I put a second row of stones around the edge and 1 row around the mirror. All right, so once again, I want to thank Aurea, I'm never sure how to say her name, I'm so sorry, and Lolly and Gigi for hosting this great collab of using charger plates for DIYs. I really appreciate them hosting this collab and allowing me to participate. Don't forget to check out their channels and watch the videos from the playlist. And thank you so much for hosting this and allowing me to participate. And thanks to you for watching my video. All right, let's get on to the final reveal. And don't forget to comment below and tell me which one of my 3 projects was your favorite. All right, so the first one was the chargers that I made for my everyday use, which was I sprayed them black, and then I sprayed them with the stone and with the red mat underneath and my red dishes on top. So that's DIY number 1. And I thought it came out just fine. Not very hard to do. Then DIY number 2 was my 1-tiered tray with a margarita glass on the bottom and the charger on top with the gold leaves decorating and the little gold vase and the white tulip on the top. And I think that came out real pretty. I was real happy with it, and I'm glad I took that bronzy paint off. It looks much better with the gold leaves on it. I like that. And then, of course, DIY number 3 was my mirror with to go in my bathroom, which is done in that teal blue with gold and silver accents. And so that was DIY number 3. Thanks again so much for watching, and I hope to see you again very soon at NonnasHere. Bye!